track excursions. Which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to make way for the ever excellent Rachel Brooks, who is taking the lead, Mike.
So Ocon jumping out of the car. Oscar Piastri still with just 9 laps to his name, back in the garage, as is Max Verstappen. 22 laps on the board, the most of anyone right now is Fernando Alonso, still circulating on 26 laps now for Aston Martin. The lap count creeping up. It's been a very reliable start to the day so far. Piastri just with 9, but no obvious sign of a problem for McLaren in the pit lane. They seem to be running through their programme methodically, unpanicked. Hello, Rachel Brooks, how are you?
Hi, Jolien, how are you?
Very good, enjoying the first hour and a half of the coverage. We've seen plenty of cars on track. There's some nice stories going on. How are you finding it so far?
It's been good. I actually was sitting in here for that Antonelli discussion, and I agree. I think I would say yes, give Antonelli a chance, and also I would say possibly hang on to 2026 and get Fernando in for a year.
Are your team Alex J?
I am. I'm a combination of the two. I'm a combination of all three of you almost. Scary thought. But yes, I said this at the time. I said this when we heard the news, and I was standing outside Mercedes HQ in Brackley. And I was asked, and I said, there is so much talk about Antonelli. Everybody's so excited about Antonelli right now. It's an awful lot of pressure to put on him. Let's see how he gets on in his first year. But this is the man I think could be sitting in the Mercedes in 2025.
You go, calling it early.
Calling it early. He's just gone fastest. That's it. Season done.
Well, the thing is, Aston Martin could yet be ahead of Mercedes. Let's not forget this time last year, Fernando might have not wanted to be in the Mercedes from where he was. New cars, new hopes for both teams. I think Mercedes particularly have probably got a bigger chance to move up the grid with their a bigger revamp of their car from last year to this year. And of course Aston Martin got a little bit lost towards the end of last season, which doesn't give you a huge amount of hope, but so far they've looked good on track. Fernando's flying. Maybe he doesn't want to go to Mercedes even.
Well, the interesting thing is, I think we always talk about you can't read anything into testing, but we did read last year that Aston Martin were quick and were going to be good at the first race. I don't want to say anyone had a bet on it. They might have done, they might not have done, but they were quick at the first race. So much as we say we can't, you can read, Will was talking about it earlier, body language, so important to read the body language of people and see who looks happy, who doesn't look happy. And laps on the board, you mentioned it as I joined you, McLaren, laps on the board count at testing and only 9 for them so far.
The interesting thing with McLaren is they weren't rushing to get out on the green light. Mercedes were the first car out there with 4 minutes left on the clock. Mercedes, George Russell was trundling down, trying to make the statement, we're ready, we're going to start 2024, get as much as we can in. McLaren waited 5 minutes, and then Oscar's had a very steady start, but it seems to be methodical, which is encouraging compared to a couple of years ago. They were really struggling with brake cooling and could barely get laps on the board. We haven't seen that level of work for them just yet. Let's see what Verstappen can do on a set of C3 tyres. So this is now medium tyres for Verstappen, which is more akin to what we've seen from Alonso, Leclerc, Bottas on the top order. The cars look very undrivable so far on the harder compounds. So let's see what Max can do coming through the first sector here with a bit more grip, in theory, underneath him.
It's an interesting track, this one, for the teams to compare on, isn't it? Because there's such high degradation around here. You can't do 2 comparative runs back to back without changing and sticking a new set of tyres on, because they'll come in so